Welcome, everyone. Do another breath work today. Hopefully you've been enjoying these. So I invite you to take a comfortable seat. Actually, you know what? I invite you to stand up. A lot of us do a lot of sitting these days. And I think a lot of us have forgotten how to stand because we do so much sitting. And if you notice, spend a lot of time in nature, you'll notice there are no chairs there. There are no chairs in nature. There are rocks of varying levels, but there are no chairs. There are no standardized chairs. If you look at modern life, there are a lot of standardized chairs, all at basically the same level as compared to gravity. So if you have a sitting practice already, I invite you to try to stand up while you're meditating, while you're investigating yourself internally. This is not meant to be a prescription, but it's just an invitation to just think about maybe some of the ways that our bodies become fragile from our modern way of life. So if you found the time to stand up, just start to feel into your feet. Noticing the connection between your feet and the shoes, your feet and the socks, your feet and the way that the feet meld into the ground. So I invite you to pay attention to the sensation of your feet and their connection with the ground. So that sensation is being produced in the brain through its relationship between the brain and your feet and the sensory receptors on your feet. So notice the image that your brain makes of the sensation that your feet have with the earth. So if you are standing up, just start to shift your weight side to side. And notice how that changes that sensation of the feet and its connection with the earth. You go back and forth, go backwards and forwards. And then finding the center point in between all of those different directions. Once you've found that center point, take a little bend in the knees and just to start to distribute all the weight in the feet, through the hips, through the knees, and through the feet, paying particular attention to all the joints. Noticing all the joints, the hips, the knees, the feet, noticing all the little joints inside of the feet. And now noticing the joints in the spine. So noticing the way that the weight distributes from the top of your head down into the joints of the spine, into the hip joints, into the knee joints, and then down into the feet. And then noticing the position of the shoulders, the joints of the shoulders, and the relationship between the joints of the shoulders and the spine. Feel how solid you are on 2 feet. And now once we've got that stance, that firm yet agile stance, if you wanted to make a quick turn, you could do it. And then feeling alive in the body, start to inhale through the nose. And then exhaling through the mouth, making the exhale longer than the inhale. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. And now dropping any sort of breath practice. If you've just joined, just trying nothing, no technique. Just sit quietly, inviting anything that's currently happening to happen. So no technique, no method, just inviting whatever's happening to happen. Notice if you're pushing away what's happening right now. Most of us are pushing away what's happened, either by wanting something different or not wanting our current state. So just notice if there's any grasping or pushing of this current experience, what you're experiencing right now. Noticing the senses. So noticing the feeling of being in a body, noticing the breath coming in and out, noticing the sounds around you, noticing this whole visual field. Noticing the whole visual field. And now what is it that's witnessing this experience? What is that thing that's witnessing everything that's happening right now? The senses, the thoughts, the emotions. There's something that's always paying attention. What is that thing that's always there, that's always aware? What is that thing that's always witnessing what's going on? And then dropping that and just shaking out the body. So now that we've done the breath work, I want to go into the question that I wrote online before. So what is eternal? So I don't know. What is eternal? You can have prescriptions, or you can have propositional knowledge saying maybe God is forever or hell is forever. All of these things are propositional understanding of what's going on. But those are words. Those aren't eternal. Those are linguistic symbols. Language goes away. Everything goes away. Is there something that's always present? And you can even experience this in your own experience. That there's a sensation of being you. If I ask myself the question, who am I? Most of the time, the words that come up in that, and in response to that answer, they're just words or labels, like my name, what I do. All of those things aren't eternal. Those all pass by. But there's this sensation or a subtle feeling of I-ness, me, this most kind of intimate aspect of my being. Some call it I, this feeling of I. Try to think of a time in your life where that didn't exist, where that wasn't constantly filtering your experience or constantly witnessing your experience. The senses filter the experience. But then there's something that's beyond the senses that's looking at the senses or watching and witnessing the senses. And that thing, as far as I can tell, is eternal because it's always existed whenever I've been present. It's getting into territory which is difficult to linguistically speak to. That's always been there. There's always been this sense of I, or this most intimate aspect. And right now, in this moment, it seems eternal. So what do you think? What is eternal? Is there anything you can point to in this moment without getting wrapped up in the language? Because anything you point to in language, with language, isn't eternal. It all falls, it all disassembles, it all goes through entropy. So hopefully you've enjoyed this, and have a great day. Thank you.